first, I was giving my condolences to the Wilson family, and saying rest in peace to Nia Wilson, who was killed by a white supremacist terrorist. We already know that he's affiliated with the Nazis. Again, these are the groups that I told you to look out for. These Nazi KKK Klan member groups. These are the ones you have to watch. Women, you must be very vigilant when you are walking, when you are riding trains, when you are entering buildings, wherever you're going. You must be vigilant. Um, Nia Wilson is no longer with us, but her sister survived the attack, and she's gonna have to live the rest of her life in a paranoid state. I'm quite sure there were men of all kinds of races who were probably present, and nobody stepped in to do anything to stop that assault. Nobody yelled out anything or anything, and he was walking with his knife out, as we seen in a close up of this white supremacist terrorist. I don't feel like he should have made it to the jail. Or if he did make it to jail, his first meal should have been riddled with glass. Like, he should be gone from us right now. Okay, so women, you have to stick together. You have to talk to your young daughters about protection, self-defense. You need to be learning techniques and different ways to disarm and free yourself. There are some instructors on YouTube that take the time out to put little clips up and show little moves and techniques that you could use to get out of chokeholds, to stop someone from hitting you, attacks that you can use so that you can get out of the situation. That's my grandson in the background if you hear him. Stop jumping, Davy. Stop jumping, Davy. Okay. Yeah. So rest in peace. And like I said again, my condolences to the Wilson family. Y'all better pay attention to the KKK. Let this be your warning. Okay, so now I want to move along and talk about Africa. Okay, there's been a lot of interesting conversation about Black liberation and ways that we can go about obtaining it. And the solution I find most interesting is Black people migrating back to Africa. Okay, now Africa is a gorgeous place. I will not dispute that. And there are tons of beautiful people there. I will not dispute that. And it may even be a plus for Black American women who are struggling to find mates here, to get married and create families with here in America. So, I mean, that would be a plus in that way. Africans are very family oriented. They believe in marriage and, having children, procreating. So, that would be a plus for Black women. But the thing about finding liberation in Africa is so many Africans are finding it hard to liberate themselves. And I'm questioning if Africans themselves are having a problem finding liberation and peace and tranquility in their own country. What does that mean for the Black African American? Okay, that's question one. Two, Africans are classist people. They have a classist system. Okay. I'll tell you, I was in a cab not too long ago, and the driver just so happened to be Nigerian, and he was a nice guy, and we were having conversation. So I asked him, I said, why don't the people, they are just kind of like rise up and just get whoever they don't want there out the country? And his response to me was, we don't have the weapons like the American military has weapons. We don't have weapons like that. Okay, so I was like, oh, okay, that's a negative. If the militaries are not strong, that's a negative for us because that's no protection. When we get there, who's going to protect us? Let's just say America's decided, okay, now that all the blacks are over there, let's just bomb all of them. We don't have the military strength and strategy to defend ourselves, then that's not a plus for us going to Africa. you know? So yeah, it's just a question. I'm not a dream killer or whatever, but these were just questions that I had that I'm not hearing people talk about, and I'm not hearing people ask these questions. Okay, so we spoke a little bit about classism. Our undereducated people, there are already people in Africa that are, undereducated and not doing so well and working what we would call here minimum wage jobs, and we know that they're receiving even less. So if you're getting $8 an hour, they might be getting like $4 and some change an hour. So are you trading in your $10 minimum wage or $8 or $9 minimum wage for a $4 or $5 wage? That's something that hasn't been discussed. Okay. They will tell you about the sites and how beautiful it is, and reasons you should go there, and you need to connect with the land, but they don't discuss these type of issues. Now, here's another thing: outside interests. You have outside interests in Africa, like Russia, China, India, France. Okay, so we go over there as Black Americans, and we decide that we are going to build. We want to get some contracts, and we want to build some hospitals and some schools, and set up establishments for business or whatever. Is the outside interest, Russia, China, India, France, are they going to step in the way of us having that type of development and creativity there? Will they jump in and tell the African government, hey, we don't want these Black Americans over here building anything? So they would just will they be able to just shut the African government down and say, no, we don't want them, here building anything. No prosperity, no wealth for the Black American. So where does that leave us? Will the African government fight for us, or will they just go with the outside interest? Okay, we want contracts. We want to own gas stations. We want to own markets. We want to own, businesses, manufacturing businesses, and things like that. That would be the upside of, if we're not going to be able to participate in the development, then we might as well stay here, because we're not allowed to participate in any of well, we did do a lot of work here, but we're not allowed to, how can I say, live off of any of it. We're not able to profit off of any of things that our ancestors built, like the refrigeration system, the elevator system, the traffic light system, all these inventions, and we're not prospering off of any of them. So will that be the same outcome in Africa? Okay. And Africa is also underdeveloped in a lot of areas. Will we be allowed to come in and show what we know how to do? We know that we know how to build roads. We know about street lighting. If you lived in cities or whatever, we know how it goes and how it should look. So we would be able to get that done. Again, would outside interests allow us to participate in that development? Okay. Here's another thing: do Africans want us to come there? Okay. I mean, they did sell us. And that's something that we all have to come to grips with. The Africans have to come to grips. Africans have to come to grips with it. And Africans have to come to grips with it, and we have to come to grips with it as well. We cannot just pretend it didn't happen. We can't pretend. I have to edit that. Okay. Yeah. So what I was yeah, I was talking about them selling us into slavery. They did sell us into slavery. Do they want us back over there? If we do go back over there, are they going to apologize? Is there going to be a problem? Are they going to look at us like, we don't want all these Black Americans over here in our country? We don't want them coming over here changing the way we do things. Are they going to feel that way? You know, uh, I mean, hey, it's something to think about, and it's something that nobody is talking about. Okay, so let's say we go to Africa. Who decides where in Africa we will reside? Okay, let's say negotiation takes place between our handlers. I'll call them handlers because you and I are not part of the conversation, right? We have people going back and forth to Africa, and they're coming back relaying the message to you. So if a meeting takes place between our handlers and African government diplomats, and they come back and tell us, okay, everyone, we're going to Chad. That's where you're going. This is going to be our new home. Do we just accept that? Do we go by our ancestries? Everybody is getting their ancestries done. Let's say you're 50% Senegalese. Do you say, okay, well, I'm going to go to Senegal because, I have a higher percentage of Senegalese in my blood. So that's where I'm going to go. Or will diplomats come forth and try to poach us by our skills? Will they look at our skill sets and say, okay, well, you can build, you were an electrician, we need you over here. You worked in a bank, you worked in a hospital, we need you over there. How will we decide which state in Africa? I'll just call them states. Which state in Africa we will reside in? And that's a discussion that I haven't heard as far as black people returning back. How will we determine where would we go? Okay. After that, where are they going to take us? Like, will there be homes built for us? Will we have to go there and build homes? Will we have material? Will they provide materials for us? You know, will they put us in the middle of a battle zone? They could say, hey, well, let's just put them over here. And they put us smack dead in the middle of conflict. What will we do? We don't have any weapons. That's for sure. They won't allow us to take weapons over there. So we're coming in with no weapons and no real intelligence on the geography around us or anything. So we just go in there. Okay. And what if it's a trick, y'all? What if it's a trick? I mean, they sold us into slavery, and you cannot dispute that. No, 2 or 3 ships of white men went over to Africa, got off the boats, and was like, yeah, just started snatching up African people, and nobody did anything about it. Okay, the battles that you hear them referring to when they said that they fought, they were fighting to keep themselves from being colonized. They weren't fighting against slavery. Like, they were fighting to keep their tribes, from being colonized. Okay, the slaves were already being sold off or whatever, so those fights weren't over us. That's the things that they try to tell you, but I don't believe it. People can believe what they want, but according to what I'm reading, that's not my understanding. Okay, so what if it's a trick? We get over there and they trick us back into slavery again. You know, Yeah, I mean, look at the Liberians. They've been enslaved. And some of their own people are selling them, and a lot of Africans are still participating in that slave trade with Arabs, because we know Arabs are still heavy in the game. I don't think Arabs ever got out the game. Okay, and we know that they are enslaving Africans right now. All right, so I'm not willing to compromise my family. I need to know that my family, if I go over there, I really have something to look forward to. I really have prosperity to look forward to. I need to know that the Africans really want me there. Okay. And a lot of times you see a lot of the people, and I'm not, like I said, we've had representatives going to Africa 20, 30 years now, and nobody has ever come back with anything tangible. No tangible mess. Nobody saying, hey, well, they want to do business with you guys. Maybe you guys, you can send some clothes over or some skincare or something. You could start up some type of business relationship like that. Or maybe you could promote and market some of the products from over there where they are in your country. Like, we never hear anything like that. So I don't trust words anymore. I do not trust words. The Africans that come here in America, we have not formed a bond with them. And truth be told, a lot of us, not me, I'm not going to take any responsibility, but a lot of us have tormented and traumatized these people so much so that they are still talking about being called African booty scratches. And I mean, personally, I haven't heard that since I was like in elementary school, but it traumatized them so badly that they still bring up those talking points. I'm guilty myself, because of my father said it, and I heard him say it. So a couple of times when Africans, I've gotten into it with them, I might have said jungle bunny a couple of times, or, but I mean, it's not right, and I apologize, for saying that because it's not the proper thing to say. But we traumatized them. We weren't nice to them, and we expect a lot from them. So we have to work on mending the relationship with them, and apologizing for the things that we've done to them, and they have to apologize to us as well, for coming here with this like classist attitude towards us. So there's a lot of work to be done before I would even entertain moving my family to Africa. I suggest people visit Africa, find out, the country in Africa, the state, I'll say, in Africa that you like best, that's suited to your needs before you think about um letting go of your citizenship. Ghana is offering people dual citizenship, and that's cool because you get to remain to be American and you're still like a citizen of Ghana. So unless they are offering you those type of situations, I don't know about just turning over your American citizenship and going back to Africa. And I don't like to be disrespectful to anyone, but when you go to Africa, I don't need you to talk to the townspeople in Africa. I need you to talk to the government. I need you to talk to the movers, the shaker, the business owners. Okay, those are the people that we want to see you talking to when you go there. We saw the pyramids 1,000 times. We seen, we know what the older people look like and all of that. We know what the tribes look like. That's not what we're interested in. If you're trying to convince us to go somewhere, where is the economic plan? Where are we going to live? Do they really want us there? Let's, go talk to diplomats. When you those of you who are fortunate enough to travel back and forth to Africa, those are the people you need to get. Okay, because I keep hearing this, and I hate to say it, but I'm starting to feel like people peddling this dream because they never really get to any real tangible ideas or solutions. And this go back to Africa thing. It's just like we need to separate and we're gonna go back to Africa. And that's all you keep hearing over and over and over again. And if they go there, you see some old person that they drag out for some village and they ask them these questions that has nothing to do with our prosperity in Africa. Okay, so I wanted to get that off my chest. I wanted y'all to see my face because I'm really making some interesting facial expressions. Okay, but the first time I tried to go live on YouTube live, that was giving me a problem. So they don't like me to go live. I guess I'm not cute enough to go live, so I gotta do it this way. But at the end of the day, yeah, these ask those questions. Find out what's really good. And if we going back to Africa, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Y'all done travel back and forth enough now. Y'all should have a real plan. Okay? So I am Ray Ray. I like to bring awareness through conversations in hopes that it sparks change. And in this particular video, I hope that we receive some enlightening on our position in Africa. Okay? Have a great day. I am out.